Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is MegaShadowFist, and welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Wednesday edition, not even Thursday edition. I'm recording this 2 days earlier than I normally do because of various shenanigans. Like, this is going to be a weird recording week. So, unfortunately, at present, I have not seen your guys' reactions to the previous episode. It has been edited. Normally I did it on Wednesday, but I did it on Tuesday so that I could record on Wednesday. And so it's edited, so the stuff is still fresh in my head since I edited it yesterday, but unfortunately, I've not seen your guys' immediate reactions, so just keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and continue where we last left off. The game will begin from where you last left off. This is okay, Chapter 6, School Life, Daily Life Investigation. Your last left off, we were examining a body in the biohazard lab. Yo, first of all, let's examine this, this tarp. You know, I think I've seen a tarp like this somewhere before. Ah, it's the same as the one I found in the garden tool shed. If I remember that tarp, it had a stamp on it that said Biolab. And that's the tarp that was used to help camouflage the murder in the garden. At some point, someone got it from the Biolab and took it over there. Tarp has been added to the Truth Bullet section of our handbook. Okay, so let's look at it. Truth Bullets. Or it's been updated, it's not that it's... Oh, I see, I guess I kind of understand why it's all the way up here. The tarp found in the garden had been stamped in. The same that was not English. The same kind of tarp was found in the biolab, so there's no doubt that this tarp came from there. Okay, that should have been pretty obvious from the get-go, but whatever. Let's look at this. It's a fridge meant for storing dead bodies. I can't do it. I can't look inside. Oh, come on. I should ask Kyoko about that group photo. After all, she's in it too. At the very back. Don't let me interrupt your investigation, but I wanted to talk to you about something. What is it? It's about that announcement Monokuma made earlier. You mean the one about a hint or something? I didn't take him up on the offer. Huh? Why not? The only reason to give us a hint at this point would be to confuse us, to cloud our judgment. I could solve this mystery on my own, without whatever hints he may have to offer. That's a good point. But you should still discuss it anyway, come on, don't use this as an excuse to friggin' turn back on it. I wish I could go back and do the same thing, but what's done is done, I guess. Standing here looking at her, I don't think she's hiding anything from me. Is she right? Did the masked man forge that picture as a trap to confuse us? Why don't you just bring it up? What is so hard about asking questions? I don't understand. That's gotta be it, there's no other Okay, yep, yeah, okay. Alright, whatever. That's gotta be it. There's no other explanation. Dude. Come on! Alright, let's talk. I should ask Kyoko about that group photo. Okay. She was in it too. Okay, so. Can we look at this again then? Sure. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. On the left... No, that's a... Oh. So when someone's in there, let's look at the transcript. Let's see here. What? I didn't. He said. That's a good point. I should go do the same thing. I don't think she's hiding anything from me. Wait, where's the? Huh? Oh, here it is. I was okay. Don't worry about it. On the left side of the refrigerator, a bunch of blue lights are on. But these ones aren't. These ones aren't. It would seem the blue light comes on when a slot is occupied. So when someone's in there, the blue light comes on. Looking around, the number of lights that are on, including Mukuro's, there's 9 in all. 9. 9 lights? Biolab lights have been added to the Drupal section of your handbook. Of course, I already pointed that out, like, last episode, so there's nothing new there. What is it, Biolab lights? The number of lights counting the slot with Mukuro's body inside comes to a total of 9. Okay, Makoto, I'm done. Already? Jeez, that was fast. Anyone can do work if they go slow. In that spirit, I'll make my report brief. So, did you find anything? I paid careful attention to the wounds and the traces of blood, and it seems highly likely that the stomach wound and blow to the back of the head were inflicted after death. Really? The burnt tissue made things a little difficult, but I'm completely confident in my findings. So that means neither of those were the fatal injury, right? Then what was the fatal injury? Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. Excuse me. The body is covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. The only other option is those other ones, but the file said they were old. Where does it say they're old? Huh? Although Monokuma file says that they were afflicted at least several days ago. I guess I don't see the difference. Well, the difference is immense, considering the impression they give. You seem to be equating several days old with simply old. But that doesn't quite follow logically. Old wounds, it makes it sound like they've been there forever, like they're not related to the murder. Are you saying they are? Okay, yeah. But we all got the Monokuma file right after she was killed, right? So if the wounds were at least a few days old, there's no way they could have had anything to do with it. That's a bit of a faulty assumption, but whatever. But what if Makoto herself wasn't killed within the last few days? What? Certainly you can allow it as one of the many possibilities, can't you? Hold on, let me get a drink of water. Got something stuck in my teeth, and it's kind of... There, that should do it. One of many? A detective doesn't have supernatural powers. There's no way to predict the answer from the beginning. Instead, the ideal detective begins by imagining as many possible scenarios as they can. They envision these possibilities without prejudice, without bias, using only their logic and common sense. Then, as they investigate, they test what they find against each of these possibilities. Of course, me telling you this doesn't mean you'll be any good at detective work. Yes, because I said the same thing to certain people, and they still fall under the same trap every single time. But beyond using that to solve this particular mystery, you should keep it in mind for the future. Kyoko's account's been added to the True Blood section of her handbook. Oh man, I keep getting there's these grains stuck in my mouth. I'm just randomly getting on my tongue after I'm talking from breakfast. Kyoko's account? Kyoko attested the blow. Oh, I think that was it. That the stab and the blow to the head were inflicted after death. So, if there's anything else you'd like to know about the condition of the body, now's the time! Come to think of it, there was one thing. Earlier, when I was looking at Makoto's profile, it listed her height and weight. Actually, hold on. I don't dare do this, do I? Because this will basically... 31, 22, 32, 5'7", 97 pounds. We're doing it anyway. We're investigating something. You can skip ahead if you don't want to see this, but... I just need to confirm something here. 5'7", 31, 97. Huh. Do those shoes look familiar to you? Huh. 5'7" inches, 97 pounds. Vitals were 31, 22, 32. Did I get all that right? You remembered all that? They were indeed consistent with the corpse. So then... And don't forget about the fin tattoo. There's absolutely no mistake. Our victim in this case is without a doubt Makoto Ikisaba. Makoto Ikisaba's profile is matched to the True Pool section of her handbook. Is that what you wanted to ask? That's been updated, right. 5'7" inches, Kyoko has confirmed that the corpse matches these characteristics. Yeah, I think so. And it looks like we have no further business with Makoto's body. Let's get going, it's kind of chilly in here. Oh, wait, are we not gonna put the body back? Don't you think it's kind of sad leaving it out like this? Sad? Did you forget she was our enemy once? A part of the ultimate despair. But she still got killed, she's still a victim. Have you ever heard the phrase, you reap what you sow? Well, yeah, but still. You really are naive, you know that? It's really quite appalling. But she could have abandoned me. But she decided to help me instead. So for someone like that, what does it mean to be naive? I think we've done all that we can do here. Back to our separate investigations, yes? Hold on! I still have one more thing to do. Something I need to talk to Kyoko about. Oh, this. Well, I guess this is important, but I still think you should talk to her about the picture. Frickin'. Oh, it's just something that confuses. You can't just assume things like that! Like, this is why you are in the situation that you're in. Like, this is why the class trials last longer than, like, 2 seconds. Because most of these class trials shouldn't last, like, friggin', like, 2 seconds. Like, everything... Well, it's not... Not all of them are, like, super obvious. But the reason why they go so long is because you guys are friggin' morons. And you just assume things. Stop assuming things. Ah! Anyway, I need to ask her about the pocketbook I found in that locker. Like, that is just, like... If I don't do it now... Look, let's talk to her about it, alright? Hey, Kyoko, I did have one last thing. I know I shouldn't, but I feel like I have to ask. Go ahead then, out with it. Have you really not seen your dad even once since you got here? What? What do you mean? Well, you know all those lockers on the second floor of the dorms? I do, yes. But to get into any of those lockers, you need the handbook of whoever the locker belongs to. Actually, I managed to get them open using that emergency handbook. The one you found in the headmaster's hidden room. So, did you find anything worthwhile in the lockers? I found a pocketbook, and after looking through it, I think it must be your pocketbook. What makes you say that? Like I said, only the locker's owner should be able to get into it, right? I can't imagine those lockers belong to any of us. After all, we only got access to that area just recently. What I'm saying is, there's no way I could have had access to any of those lockers. And if I did have a pocketbook, why'd I bother putting it in a locker? Everything you just said makes perfect sense, but there was something written inside. It was about the headmaster. About your father. Could that mean... that video is real too? Video? Makoto, I think everything is finally starting to fit together to reveal a cohesive picture. Although, I'm afraid that picture might be worse than anything we could have imagined. What are you talking about? I need to investigate those lockers right now. I need to confirm what you just said with my own 2 eyes. Oh, let me give you your headmaster's handbook. That way you can... That won't be necessary. If it really is mine, I can just use my own locker, right? My own handbook, right? If I'm right about this, I shouldn't have any problem opening the locker with my own handbook. After all, it would seem that it's my locker. Your locker? If you watch this, it'll all make sense. Chapter 78 Urgent Interviews. Chapter Class. A DVD? And it says Class number 78 Urgent Interviews. I found it in the hidden room after you left. I don't have time to explain exactly what I think it means, so just watch it and see for yourself. I think you realize exactly what it means. You'll understand why you found my pocketbook in a place none of us have ever seen before. None of this makes sense right now. But I guess it... Okay, like... But I guess that means that there's some important clue in this DVD. Interview DVD is matched to the true plus section in your handbook. Like, those are... Like, hold on. Interview DVD... Kyoko found this DVD in the headmaster's hidden room and handed it over to Makoto for him to watch. Oh, and now it's my turn. Do you have a second to listen to me ramble? Ramble? So as it turns out, the arrangements I've made didn't stick. What I mean is, I'm less and less sure of everything, even my own feelings. You're talking about your dad, right? I could never find the answer to the questions I wanted to ask for the rest of my life. And all because of the mastermind. But there's one thing I am sure of. When it comes to the mastermind, there's no room in my heart for forgiveness. I swore to destroy the mastermind. This is just one more reason to follow through on that. Kyoko's eyes burn with the fire of determination. The determination to defeat the mastermind. It's strange to be confronted with his death and suddenly feel this way. I couldn't care less if my father had found happiness. So why is it? Why does it bother me so much to know how he suffered? It's ridiculous. There's just no understanding it, I guess. She let out a small laugh as she said it, but her smile was filled with sorrow. So that's it for my rambling. There's still much to do before I can consider my task complete. Yeah, you're right. But keep this in mind. There's only ever one absolute truth. Whether that truth serves justice or suffering. Whether it's the greatest truth or the worst. What do you mean? Even if the truth you uncover is filled with hopelessness, you still can't give up. Absolutely not, because all I can do is keep moving forward. That's pretty much all I'm good at, you know? Indeed. Sorry if that was strange. Anyway, I need to get going. I'll see you at the class trial. Leaving behind the final farewell, Kyoko was gone. I better get going myself. I got that DVD from Kyoko. I should head to the AV room to check it out. Kyoko said something about hopeless truth, but no matter what happens, I won't lose hope, even if it's the worst truth in the world. I can't afford to lose. Okay, let's go ahead and leave. So, yeah, those seem to be like Makoto's two go-to phrases. One is, huh? Because he says that all the time. Well, actually, all the characters say that. But, like one of these days, I would like to go back and watch this series again, and then edit together all the times that the word, huh, was said throughout this entire game. I've said this more than once, but every single time that a character said, huh, 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 I want to edit every single time into, like, one video. Like, edit all the huns into one video. It's probably gonna be like a 30-minute long video. Huh? 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 It's good. It's ridiculous. But on top of that, like, the other phrase he says all the time is, none of this makes sense. He says that all the friggin' time. None of this makes sense. None of this makes sense. None of this makes sense. Okay, like, we get it. Like, none of this has made sense from the beginning. I don't know why this not making sense is suddenly, like, you have to comment on it every single frickin' time. I'm in a really ranty mood. I don't know why. I just am. It's one of those things. It's because the reason why I'm in this ranty mood is because Makoto was like, he keeps freaking pissing me off. He's like, oh, okay, you know, like, oh, you know, this has to be a thing that the mastermind just had to have come up with to freaking trick us. Like, there's no use in discussing it whatsoever. No, freaking. You know, like, honestly, like, I honestly have no idea. Like, if this were to happen in real life, like, I really don't think this could have happened in real life. I don't think this could have happened in real life. But if it did, assuming there was somebody who was capable enough of stopping all military and police forces and keeping children locked up inside of a high school building, you know, even if that really happened, I don't see how these guys could have gotten past, like, the first murder. Like, it's ridiculous. I don't understand. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, they all should have been executed a long time ago. With the exception. Like, if it literally, like, actually, the thing is, even though this isn't real life, like, if it wasn't for Kitty Kitty, they would have died anyway, because they would have all gone to the wrong conclusions every single time, and then Kitty Kitty's like, not so fast, we need to do this. I don't know what I'm doing right now. This should be able to play DVDs just fine. Well then, I better take a look. I'll take the DVD Kyoko gave me and put it in the player. It said that it was playing, but nothing appeared on the screen. I stared into the black of the monitor. It must have only been a few seconds, but to me it felt like an eternity. And then, all of a sudden, an image appeared. Maizono! Sayaka?! It took me by total surprise. I hadn't seen Sayaka in who knows how long, and there she was.
Okay then, are you ready to begin?
The voice I heard was the man positioned on one side of the screen. It was the voice of a middle-aged man.
I do apologize, but I hope you don't mind if I record our conversation. I'm a little slow, you know. I never really got the hang of taking notes while having a conversation.
It sounded like he was trying to make a joke, but Sayaka's tense face didn't move a single millimeter.
So this video is meant to serve as a kind of contract substitute. It's not that I don't trust you guys, it's more like insurance, so please don't worry too much. Now then, let me get straight to the point. There is a chance that you may have to spend the rest of your life here in this school. Can you accept that?
What? That's not something you need to build into it. You want me to accept that? Sayaka was obviously at a total loss. It made total sense. Who would agree to spending the rest of your life in school? In this school? I accept.
And you did too, Makoto.
What?
Thank you. I'm sorry about all of this. Well, I can promise you that I will do everything in my power to keep you safe. As the headmaster of Host Peak Academy, I give you my word.
As if on cue, that's where the video cut out. How do you know that he said it too? Well, assuming that he was actually part of the class number 78, he had to have agreed to this, otherwise he wouldn't have been in the school, right? Logic would dictate that. That means that every single student had to have accepted that, I think. Of course, I could just be making an assumption, but that's what it is just an assumption. This is just conjecture, but that's what I'm going to assume until proven otherwise. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode.